What's up, everybody? Today, I'm going to be talking to you about why it is that I'm so freaking obsessed with free time. Because I realize I haven't really talked to you guys that much about it. I talk obsessively about free time and why and that it's something I focus so much on. But I haven't really explained to you guys why I love free time so much and why it is that I'm so obsessed with it. So, essentially, what I believe is that if you have enough free time, you can guarantee that you're going to develop at like an exponential rate, basically. I don't believe in intelligence in the way that most people I know do. Like, a lot of people talk about it like there's smart people and dumb people, and I don't think that that's true. You're human, and humans are fucking insanely, like, they have the capability of being insanely intelligent. The thing is that humans develop intelligence based on the environments that they're in and their ability to play a role in the environment that they're in. So if a human comes into the world and it isn't shown how to influence its environment, and it isn't put in a position where it can make decisions, and it isn't put in a position where it values learning, then it essentially becomes a dumb human. But the reality is that, like, you're not just born smart or dumb. Some people are, but we're talking about a very, very, very small percentage of people. It's almost always circumstance that causes you to become more intelligent. Like, usually, if you look at someone's past, you can understand exactly why it is that they're in the position that they're in. Almost always. If their past doesn't make sense to you, like it doesn't make sense that they got there, that's probably because you don't have enough information about them. Once you really learn, like, the emotional events that shaped a person and the traumas that they went through, or the not traumas, all the really big events in their life and how they perceived those, because that part's just as well and more important, then you can understand and predict why a person is in the situation that they're in. And with free time, essentially, it guarantees that you're going to figure your stuff out. Because, like, a lot of us come into the world and we're taught that free time is bad, right? We're taught that it's bad to sit around and watch TV, that kind of thing. And essentially, in my experience, back when I was working way more, I could just watch TV when I was done with, because I was so freaking tired from work, I could watch an hour or two of TV, and, like, there were times where I knew, like, yeah, I should be studying coding for 30 minutes or something else, just to make my future better, right? But I wouldn't, because I was so tired from work, and, like, it was just so much easier to just watch TV. But essentially, like, when you have enough free time, you get bored of watching TV. Like, there's this cycle that happens where you're too tired, and then you need to recover, right? And most people are kind of stuck in that cycle. They never get to the point where they've recovered enough to be able to actively be energetic. So things like willpower seem to be really important, because the reality is you don't have enough energy to do the things that you need to do. So you have to force yourself to. But that in its nature is a very inefficient way to exist and to work. If you're better about your time and you have the time to have these cycles, right, then essentially you can get exponentially more done in exponentially less time. And this pretty much enables you to just kind of step out of most of the problems in your life, and into whatever the problems of your future are. Because when you have abundant amounts of free time, everything in your life develops much quicker, or at least for me it does. Like, ever since I was able to leave Starbucks, and now I spend every hour of every day doing whatever it is I perceive as best, or what I want to do, right? Obviously, there are days where I don't get anything done and I feel depressed, and, like, that's like an inner struggle that happens. But it's been over a year now, and, like, for example, if I find something that I enjoy, I can do it every single day, easily. If you can do something every day, you develop your skill sets way, way faster than if you have some kind of full-time job, because the reality is you usually get your skill sets from your full-time job, right? So as now for example, like I picked up skateboarding recently. I got a skateboard like 2 weeks ago, and I've skated pretty much every day since then except like 2 days. And that's just because of the amount of free time that I have, right? Like, I have the ability to always do more each day. And this essentially makes everything in life much, much easier. For example, with social interactions, I can always be at my best for social interactions, almost always. Unless there's some kind of traumatizing life event that set me behind, I can always be fully rested, as much energy as I need for the social circumstance. Most of the people in the world don't exist that way. It's a huge advantage to be able to be at your best most of the time. Obviously not all of the time, but most people have so much going on. They aren't at their best because they're struggling in some way, or they're overreached, or they're just so used to spending time doing things that they don't love that they're bitter about it, right? All of these things happen, and for me, this obsession with free time, it's like the one variable that can fix almost all other problems. So I don't have to keep track of why free time matters so much. I don't have to keep track of every reason that I think is important. All I have to do is obsess on increasing my free time, right? And I mean, okay, that's not true anymore, because now I can't have more free time, really. Like, I have a very minimal amount of work, and I have the option of just, like, doing whatever I want for 3 or 4 days and not doing anything work-related, and nothing would stop. It would slow down, but it wouldn't stop. Whereas when I was drop shipping, there's stuff I had to do every single day. That's gone now, you know? I absolutely now have this lifestyle where I have the maximum amount of free time, and that's how I know that these things are, like, I've just been able to observe the amount that, like, my talents and skills have progressed over the past year compared to the past, like, 24 years of my life. And it was definitely much more of a struggle before, right? And so now I don't have to emphasize, like, personally, I don't have to emphasize free time to get more of it, but I do have to make sure that I think of what I'm doing and how my events, like these events in my life, will play out in my future. Because if I lose my free time in the future, that's dangerous as well, because yeah, it's the future now, but it's going to be my present soon. And if I lose this flexibility, there would have to be very good reasons for me to lose that, right? All right, guys, so I hope that this video has helped better articulate why I'm so obsessed with free time and why I talk about it so much. Because essentially, I view it as this one variable you can focus on that's gonna flip everything in your life, as long as you have good habits. That's not completely true, right? Because there's some people, like if you're a drug addict, or if you struggle with drug addiction, try not to call people drug addicts, but if you struggle with drug addiction, maybe free time's not the best thing for you at the moment, you know? Just because you have free time doesn't mean you're going to use it properly. So, like, I'm in a position where I tend to be quite appreciative of my free time and able to use it properly. So I'm able to focus on that, right? So I'm not saying that this is true for everybody. I'm just trying to help you guys understand why I'm so obsessed with free time. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.